guys, happy Vlogmas Day 17. I hope everybody is having a wonderful December and that things aren't getting too stressful for people. I know this time of year with pressure from family to attend certain things, to get certain gifts, to go to certain holiday work functions may not be so much fun, as well as, if you're someone in school, I know finals are usually around this time of year, maybe you just finished them and you haven't been sleeping very well. I think everybody's stress level can really just get cranked up. The dial on that can really get cranked up quite a bit this time of year. Nothing's clearer than the fact that your skin really suffers when you're under a lot of stress. Poor sleep and stress hormones in the body really can exacerbate pre-existing skin diseases like acne, for example. This time of year, it's not surprising to me that a lot of people start experiencing acne breakouts if they're somebody with acne, or they start experiencing breakouts. And in addition to stress, which certainly never helps anything, probably some of the most common things that worsen acne or can contribute to acne that I thought I would share with you all today that might be helpful to you as you may be battling this time of year are kind of some of the top 10 skincare type things that you may be doing which are making your acne or breakouts worse, okay? So I thought I would share those with you guys today, and hopefully these tips will be helpful and you can reevaluate some of your skincare practices and get you back on the road to getting a better skin. So the first thing that you may be doing is you're trying out too much stuff too frequently as far as skincare, things that you may have received as a gift, for example, something that you want to try out, something that is hyped. People trying out different skincare products every couple of weeks, this can really contribute to acne flares. And the reason isn't always necessarily because there's some specific magical ingredient that clogs pores within the product. While yes, that can happen, the problem is your inconsistency with your acne skincare regimen makes the acne flare because you're removing that break too much, okay? So a better way to do it is to stick with something for at least 6 to 8 weeks before bailing on it. And keep in the back of your mind that it can take up to 3 to 4 months to get completely clear. So if you're dealing with a bad breakout right now, you want a quick fix for it, there's really not one. Things can get better, but I do know that, it may take several months before things get optimally better. So patience is key. Probably the second most frequently encountered scenario wherein acne is flaring is because the individual is choosing a as-needed spot treatment approach to their acne rather than a daily to-the-face preventative strategy, okay? And what I mean by that is some acne products people use to spot treat pimples as they arise. And that's fine to do. That works well. It can help the existing pimple go away faster, clear faster, etc. But the acne medications that we have out there in the drugstore that are available over the counter, like benzoyl peroxide, salicylic acid, and also prescription retinoids, really function very well to keep some of the inflammatory mediators that drive acne at bay, okay? And they also function to help the skin biology go at a normal rate, and the skin turnover within the pores march along at a more normal rate so as to not plug up the pores, okay? So a better approach is, if you can tolerate it, to actually apply it to, say, your entire forehead, your entire nose, your entire jaw area, a very thin film of it, as I've shown in many of my skincare routines. That can be helpful in building a defense against breakouts down the road, okay? Rather than waiting till the last minute when the breakout has already arisen, to go ahead and just preventatively put the product on to the entire face. That really can begin to heal the skin and prevent acne breakouts down the road. Now, I tell you all that, but many times your healthcare provider may advise you to solely use a product as a spot treatment. And that may be because the product is irritating and you might not be used to it as of yet enough to tolerate putting it onto your entire face. So for example, with benzoyl peroxide, if somebody has never used it before and they start putting it to their entire forehead, they're going to get red and peely and be very upset and bail on it and not be able to stick with it for the 6 to 8 weeks, as I said, for it to really start having effects and controlling the acne and some of that irritation to subside. So it's best to start out doing it the spot treatment way. You always want to make sure to only apply it to areas like the forehead, the nose, the cheeks, the side of the face, and the jawline. Areas where you break out. You don't want to apply any of these products around your eyes, okay? Or around your mouth or in the corners of your nose, okay? If you've ever had a problem with a skincare product targeting acne, I guarantee it's very likely that one or more problems arose by virtue of it getting around your eyes, nose, or mouth and causing peelness, redness, irritation, right? Okay, so avoid those areas, but you can get away with putting a thin film to the entire more affected areas, and that prevents breakouts down the road, okay? So that's the second most common, like, why are you doing it that way? It's not as ideal, and by doing it to the entire area, you can put the brakes on things and kind of build a safety net in, if you will. Far and away, however, one of the most contributing factors to flaring and worsening of breakouts, acne, hormonal acne, whatever type of acne you're dealing with, is the garbage that you're putting on your face that is not just a simple acne treatment regimen, okay? And by garbage that you're putting on your face, I mean cosmetics. I mean anything that you buy in Sephora, most of the stuff that you buy in Ulta, makeup in particular, foundation, it can all be majorly problematic, and it is incredibly confusing arena to navigate, admittedly so. I mean, I even struggle to advise people on makeups and skincare products that will not break them out, and what breaks one person out may not break out other people, okay? There's never a demon ingredient that we can really definitively say for sure is something to avoid. And so, the general recommendation is always, well, look for an oil-free moisturizer labeled non-comedogenic, okay? But those can still cause problems, unfortunately, okay? So my best advice to you is to stick to those products that do claim to be oil-free and non-comedogenic. That's a good starting point, okay? And then to always select products that are free of fragrance and free of essential oils. Fragrance and essential oils are very irritating to the skin, can set the stage up for developing allergies to those ingredients, and in creating all that irritation, they bring the immune system in and they flare background acne, okay? So always select products that are fragrance-free and free of essential oil. And makeup in particular. If you can give yourself the grace to just go makeup free, that is a step in the right direction. However, I completely understand how hard that is to just abandon makeup. But if you can, it is really encouraged. Foundation in particular, powders in particular, they may hide the skin lesions, and I know it can be incredibly alienating and really affect someone's self-esteem. No joke whatsoever. Acne definitely has profound mental health effects. And when you're already stressed out and the acne is flaring, the last thing you want to do is to feel even worse, okay? Emotionally. Your sleep will decline, and subsequently the skin will suffer even further. But taking a serious holiday from your makeup will pay off dividends, okay? Everybody, in January, everybody talks about, giving up alcohol or like, cleaning up their diet or something. But maybe January could be a month for you where you just stop wearing makeup and see what happens. I really, really, really would love it if you at least gave it some consideration. I think you would be surprised how much better you feel. And it really pains me though, that I can never recommend any makeup that will be helpful and not harmful. For the most part, they're all problematic, especially foundations, blushes, powders. And the reason is they just sit on the skin, they don't serve a purpose, and they not only embed within the pore and further kind of get caught up in what's already a plugged up pore by virtue of the acne biology, but they are things that your body goes, ew, what is that? And as a result, sends the immune system into the skin to kind of survey and keep things in check. Makeup aside, many of the skincare products and the high-end skincare and the cult beauty favorite skincare products, those can equally be problematic, all right? And funny thing is, sometimes I think that the more expensive a product is, the more likely it is to cause you problems. Not only is it going to deplete your wallet, okay, and being broke certainly doesn't help anybody's self-esteem or sense of well-being, but they more often than not contain fragrance, natural fragrance, and a variety of botanic derived things, which the immune system of our immune system sees those things as foreign, and it, as a result, tries to come in and say, hey, who is this and why are they here and is this supposed to be on here? And when the immune system comes into the skin at that level, the only thing left is for it to further worsen acne, okay? Because acne is an inflammatory skin disease. So avoiding those high-end, expensive cosmetic skincare lines, I think honestly is your best bet. Just stick to some basic, affordable drugstore moisturizers and face washes, and don't complicate things. At the end of the day, the fewer things that you put on your face, the far better off you'll be. It gives your immune system far less work to do. It can take a break, and your skin can actually heal itself properly without all of these distractions and offenders. In addition to makeup and skincare products, however, your hair care products can also be a culprit in your acne breakouts. Things like hairsprays, pomades, setting sprays. You can tell I'm speaking out of my element because I really don't do much with my hair. All of these things, while you spray them on your scalp and your hair and your roots and your tips or whatever, they invariably get on your face. They get on your skin. They get along the jaw, the sides of your face, your forehead, and they settle there. And they settle there on the skin into the pores, and your immune system sees them there and trickles in and can flare the acne. Okay, so take a break from all of that stuff if you're able to. Now do know that if you stop wearing makeup, you abandon some of these hair gels and things like that, or you abandon some of the expensive cosmetic skincare lines. Don't expect the acne to magically dissolve tomorrow. It will take some time still, and you may not see optimal improvement until 3 to 4 months after stopping them, but you can start to see improvement, within a few weeks for sure. The fourth skincare practice that may be contributing is sharing your makeup brushes. That can also be a problem. Your makeup brushes or your makeup applicators, bacteria from other people's skin, the oils and debris that get transferred and shared back and forth, and then you subsequently put on your face and let sit on the skin. Not only are you putting foreign material on there by virtue of the makeup, but you're also putting somebody else's skin cells on your face, and so your body is like, oh, ew, what is all this foreign matter on my face? Okay, so that's even more stuff that your immune system has to do, okay? Even more so than just putting the makeup on with your own brushes and applicators. All right, so do not share that stuff, all right? Sharing is not caring in this case. The other habit that I think is really easy to get into that can definitely contribute to acne, especially this time of year when you have to go to all of these holiday parties. New Year's Eve is coming up, and you know, you've got to get up and go to work the next day. You've got to get up and go to school the next day. So the first thing that you do when you get home and it's late at night from those things is you get into bed and you pass out and you forget to take your makeup off, okay? That is a big problem, all right? When we sleep is critical to the biology and health of our skin, okay? As we sleep, our skin barrier begins to repair itself. It goes to work, all right, to really clean up and tidy up house, all right, at night while we're sleeping. So restorative sleep is definitely important, and restorative sleep with no distractions, okay? So makeup left sitting on the skin overnight, it gets in the way, all right? It's like trying to deep clean your house and the electricity is out. There's no way you can properly run the vacuum cleaner. That's kind of what it's like by sleeping with makeup on your face, is you're putting a wrench in the plans, okay? So take the time to effectively remove all of your makeup and sunscreen as well to get all of that excess stuff off of your face and really just let the skin biology function properly and the skin repair and heal itself overnight, okay? That's critical. The sixth skincare thing that people are doing is washing their face too frequently, all right? Or washing their face throughout the day. For whatever reason, there is this perception that as we reapply sunscreen throughout the day that we also need to be washing our face, and really that can be a major problem. The more times you wash your face, okay, the more times you impair the skin barrier by getting the skin wet, and as the skin barrier becomes impaired, it loses water, all right? And as it loses water, it becomes dry and irritated, and dry, irritated, and impaired, the skin barrier has nothing else to do but say, hey, immune system, come back on into town and clear everything up and help us out. So that definitely can worsen acne. So, you know, cleansing the face at night to remove the dirt, oil, and makeup from the day is important, but that is really all you need. I will list in the description box below some fantastic gentle face washes for taking off the makeup and sunscreen throughout the day that are of a great pH. They're non-soap cleansers, so they won't dry out the skin and won't worsen acne. So I will list those down in the description box. And I also will list some moisturizers down in the description box that, for the most part, although I can never predict with 100% certainty, are fantastic in acne-prone skin. There will always be one or two individuals who have a problem with the skincare product. That's just, unfortunately, people's genetic makeup and biology. Just, you know, I can't predict that, you know. It's beyond what I'm able to predict, but I do my very best in the recommendations down in the description box of things that are very unlikely to be problematic. Piggybacking off of washing your face too much and drying out your face is simply using things that are drying on the face and drying out your skin. People with acne often can have oily skin at baseline, and so are tempted to use toners and astringents and kind of things to cut down on some of the shine of acne. And in doing so, they really just dry out the skin barrier too much and subsequently worsen the acne, all right? So instead of using alcohol-based toners, harsh scrubs, any of that stuff, the thing that I actually recommend if you're really bothered by the oily shininess on your forehead is just a little bit of witch hazel in the evenings to those areas can kind of help slowly begin to kind of calm down some of the oiliness, and is very soothing and hydrating, and won't be a problem, and is, you know, generally very well tolerated in people with acne, and they find that it helps. Okay, so selecting an alcohol-free witch hazel astringent, Thayer's is a popular one. Dickinson is one I happen to be fond of. I will list some of those down in the description box as well for you guys, but I would select those over your alcohol-based toners. Likewise, skincare problem number 8 is scrubbing the skin using one of those drill bits on your face, as I call them. And by drill bits, I mean that, what's it called? The Sonic, I always want to call it the Sonicare, like the toothbrush, because that's really what it looks like. It looks like that toothbrush, only a biggie size thing. And it's got like a power handle on it, like your, have you ever had your car waxed with that buffing thing? That's what it is, all right? Your face is not an automobile, okay? So stop using that thing. What is it called? But yeah, those cleansing brushes, bad news bears. Likewise, scrubs, you know, one trap that I got into in adolescence and would hope to encourage you to avoid, a lesson that I learned the hard way, is the St. Ives apricot scrub. If you're familiar with that, that thing should not be used on the face. Ooh, it can cause some problems. Subtle problems, for sure. It can definitely worsen acne, but it can inflame and impair the skin barrier so much so that it can set you up for something called post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation or dark spots. So definitely avoid that one. If you've got a bottle, use it on your feet, not on your face, okay? That would be my recommendation for that. So avoid scrubs, avoid the cleansing brushes, the sponges, all of this jazzy stuff that people are trying to get you to buy. The other thing that people ask me a fair amount about, and it's kind of a skincare practice that can certainly worsen acne. You know, we all work out these days and enjoy going to the gym and our fitness and being active, and I definitely encourage that. Exercise actually can definitely improve acne, believe it or not, by increasing blood flow and the circulation. It supports healthy immune system and just overall health, and when the body is healthy, you know, acne can kind of stay in line a little bit more. It goes, whoa. Okay, so definitely keep working out. It can certainly improve things. But one thing that can happen is people work out and, you know, they're in a rush to get home, and they may not shower until later on in the evening. And as sweat kind of sits on the skin, the bacteria that live in our skin, they start breaking down the sweat and, you know, kind of getting excited. We can start to smell a little funky, and that can actually flare acne, that setting. So the best advice I have is to just jump in the shower right quick and just hose yourself off. You don't necessarily need to use soap or anything to cleanse the skin. Just rinsing the sweat off. Merely rinsing the sweat off can definitely help the skin and get you can definitely be helpful in cutting down on that risk. So that would be the kind of ninth thing that people do. I have a back acne and body acne Q&A, by the way, which I'll list down below in the description box, where I give some more tips on kind of controlling that. So if that sounds like you, be sure and check out that video. And then the final thing, and the final word of warning is, for the love of all things, do not, whatever you do, just take your hands, ladies and gentlemen, and put them on your seat and put your derriere on top of them, okay? Do not squeeze your face, okay? Do not ever pop a pimple, all right? I don't care if Elle magazine has a guide on when and how to pop a zit. Ignore it. Do not squeeze your face, okay? When you squeeze your face, your body goes, what the heck are they doing? And comes in and generates a huge nidus of inflammation, and subsequently can really worsen the acne, in the surrounding area. And even more scary for you, that squeezed, manipulated acne bump that you just tortured can subsequently scar as a result of that. And scarring, unfortunately, can be very difficult to repair, and can oftentimes be, scarring is for the most part permanent, okay? So avoid that. So yeah, those are my top 10 skincare tips and skincare practices to avoid while you're kind of battling the holiday hustle and breakouts and that kind of thing. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. Check my description box. I've got some face washes, moisturizers, sunscreens, that for the most part are very well tolerated, affordable, and unlikely to break you out. And in this Friday's video, I'm going to be doing a Q&A on tretinoin for acne. So if that is of interest to you, make sure you come back and check that video out. So I hope you liked this one. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.